Greetings and welcome to the newest episode of the Rice Crypto Show. Give me that 5x5 if you can hear me loud and clear. Take an opportunity to smash that like button. We are live streaming on the YouTube, on the Rumble, and the X. Links are down below. Make sure you're subscribed and follow me. If you're watching on replay, fast forward to the 4-minute, 20-second mark. Shout out Crypto Grady, Carolyn S. Thank you for the 5x5. By the way, make sure you are still subscribed to the channel because YouTube has been unsubscribing people yet again. And let me know if you got notified of this live stream. Man, since I've been a content creator, I've been talking about this money versus currency argument. Changed my mind. Does it even matter which one is which or what is what? I do not believe so. Everything is good on the X side. Everything is good on the Rumble and the YouTube side. We're about to get it. Smash that like button, repost, and share this video out to others. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, for today's live episode of the Rice Crypto Show. And as always, before we begin, a few quick messages from the sponsors of Rice Crypto, Rice TVX, who make it possible for me to do this thing full-time. Shout out to Monarch. That is a cryptocurrency wallet that you possess, own, and control your private key. Not your keys, not your crypto. So check out Monarch. And we also have Presearch, a decentralized search engine with AI that rewards private search. Information is in every video description for Monarch Presearch. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you again for tuning in for today's live stream. I scheduled about 30 minutes ago, so I really wasn't expecting a lot of action, but hopefully we will be getting a lot of action on that replay, and hopefully we'll be catching people while we're live with the algorithm on the YouTube and the Rumble and the X side. Again, I do appreciate you guys tuning in. Make sure you take an opportunity to smash that like button, and before we begin, a few quick messages from the channel, so you can know everything about both of my channels, where you can find it, how you can sign up for my mailing list, how you can join me on the private side, and much more. Don't forget to visit ricetvx.com, where you can watch both of my YouTube channels, Rice Crypto and Rice Against the Grain, directly. Find all of my social media links, sign up for my mailing list, and become a member of Rice Uncensored, where you can join me on the private side for less than $0.25 a day. You will get early access to both Rice Crypto and Rice Against the Grain, ad-free, unedited videos, exclusive content, members-only forum with direct access to me, live streams, and more to come, only at ricetvx.com. All right, ladies and gentlemen, again, thank you so much for tuning in. Getting ahead and getting everything rolling here. Going to give shout outs to everybody in the chat, and then we're going to go ahead and talk about this money versus currency argument. Carolyn S. is saying that YouTube has been unreal. Yes, I did receive a notification. Thank you for letting me know. Shout out to The Voice. What's going on? Sup to you, my friend. Always good to see you in the house. Butterfly 31. Good seeing you. Johnny B. Crypto. Thank you for joining me in today's live, or for today's live stream, I should say. So we have 22 people watching. Let me see where that action is coming from. We have 10 people watching over on the X side. I wasn't even sure about this time like when I did this, but I do have plans this evening. So I wanted to go ahead and make sure I got this stream out of the way. Looks like everything's about evened up right now. So I do appreciate everybody for taking the time to tune in, because time is our most valuable asset. And the reason that we have money, currency, is so that we have a way to be able to measure what our time is worth. So, Carolyn, thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you tuning in. I'm glad you catch me live. Voice, again, thank you for tuning in, man. It's been a while since you've been on the channel, but I'm in the shadows, and sometimes people don't come in the shadows with me, or they're just not even aware that I am in the shadows. So again, make sure you are still subscribed to the channel, because YouTube has been unsubscribing people, about 10 people a day, roughly average, for the past week and a half. So again, make sure you're still subscribed. Make sure that notifications are turned on so that you can get those notifications. And again, let me know if you did get notified about this video going live today. I did schedule it a half hour ago, so thank you again. All right, so this whole idea of money versus currency, I am going to play a clip here in a minute. Try to prepare some information so I can put forth this in a digestible way. There was a recent live stream that I did last week with Crypto Blood and Ken Bozak, and we were talking about the argument, and I was actually arguing with my bro Ken Bozak about the idea of money and currency, because what I'm about to share from Mike Maloney is he talks about the differences between money and currency. But then I found some new information that kind of made me change my mind about things, because for one, I mean, the whole idea about money and value of currency and money, it's all subjective, and it's really all based on perception. Things do have utility and use case. Like, for the example, gold and silver definitely have utility, definitely have use case. But the idea of a dollar denominated value is us as grown-ups and in the world just playing make-believe, because it's all subjective and it's all based on perception. So what I'm going to do real quick is do a screen share, and let me go ahead and copy and paste this from the video description. I have this playlist in the video description, and I also have a video from George Gammon that helped me to change my mind on this topic, and I definitely encourage you to check out the full video. And they're in the video description, and I will put them in the pinned comment after I am done with the live stream. So let me go ahead and drop this inside of the live chat. The Hidden Secrets of Money playlist. One of the most valuable playlists on YouTube. Any video that's dealing with economics, finances, to help you kind of gauge and get a good grasp and understanding for the fuckery that we are dealing with within this system. Again, take an opportunity, if you have not already, to smash that like button. It's supposed to help out with the algorithm. It'd be greatly appreciated. If you are watching over on the X side, please repost so we can get more viewers watching this live stream. Again, thank you very much. So I will have links down below for the Hidden Secrets of Money, all episodes so far. I believe there's 10 episodes. Yes, 10 episodes. Great information. If you have not watched this, you got to check it out. I'll put it in a pinned comment. It is in the video description. If you have watched it, watch it again. I watch it pretty frequently to kind of keep myself fresh with this information. But what I'm going to do is play some clips from episode 1, which is titled Money versus Currency. So let me go ahead and get that clip ready. It's 2 short clips. And then we'll get into the information that made me change my mind. So these 2 clips total are about 3 minutes. I'll play the first one, and I'll come back and we'll do the second one.
Your true wealth is your time and freedom. Money is just a tool for trading your time. It's a container to store your economic energy until you're ready to deploy it. But the whole world has been turned away from real money and has been fooled into using currency. A deceitful imposter that is silently stealing your 2 most valuable assets, your time and your freedom. Welcome to the rabbit hole.
It's such a good introduction, and that is the very beginning of episode 1. Again, they are linked down below in the video description, and I definitely encourage you to check out The Hidden Secrets of Money, Mike Maloney. Great series, great series. Mr. X, good to see you in your house. Thank you for sharing, Carolyn, and definitely thank you for encouraging others too as well. I greatly appreciate. Johnny Midas, Mike's series is great. Definitely one of the most invaluable pieces of information, as I mentioned. Sean, good to see you in the house, my friend. I was actually thinking about you last night. I saw a beginning of your video. I think it was your video with Lisa, the Tuesday video, and I saw a commercial, and I was kind of surprised to see the commercial. So maybe we could talk. But it is good seeing you in the house, my friend. So there's really one main difference between per Mike Maloney and his Hidden Secrets of Money series, the difference between money and currency, because they're not exactly the same thing. And there is one difference. So I'm going to play the 2-minute clip that's going to explain where I've been coming at with this whole argument of what is money, what is currency, and what is the difference.
One of the reasons that we are in the financial mess that we are today globally is that people do not understand the difference between currency and money. Currency is a medium of exchange, a unit of account. It is portable, durable, divisible, and something called fungible. Fungible means that each unit is the same as the next unit. $1 in my pocket buys the same amount as $1 in your pocket. Money is all of those things plus a store of value over a long period of time. Even financial planners, bankers, your accountant, they don't understand the difference between currency and money. The currency in your pocket is a medium of exchange. It's a unit of account because it's got numbers on it. It's somewhat durable, it's portable, it's divisible in that you can make change, and it's fungible. $1 in my pocket buys the same amount as $1 in your pocket. But because governments can print more and more and more of it and dilute the currency supply, it's continually transferring wealth out of your pocket, out of your bank account, to the government and to the banking system. The reason that gold and silver are the optimum form of money is because of their properties. It's an easy medium of exchange because gold and silver store a large amount of value in a very small area. It's a unit of account. Pure gold has the same value all over the planet. So an ounce of gold buys the same amount here in Egypt as it would in China or in the United States. It's durable. The same gold that Egyptians were using in trade 5,000 years ago is still here with us today. It does not corrode. It's divisible. You can make change with it. It's very portable. You could use something like oil as money. It's just that you can't carry around a barrel of oil on your back. It's fungible. Pure gold is the same wherever it is on Earth. Pure silver is the same wherever it is on Earth. It's limited in quantity. That's the reason that it maintains its purchasing power. Governments cannot print it. Over the last 5,000 years, only gold and silver have maintained their purchasing power. There have been thousands upon thousands of fiat currencies, currencies that are unbacked by gold or silver, and they have all gone to zero. It's a 100% failure rate.
A 100% failure rate, meaning that fiat currencies always go back to their intrinsic value, which is zero. But you got to look at things also. Again, as I said, value is subjective and it's based on perception. Something else too that I want to kind of mention is, you've seen in both properties of money and currency the word fungibility or fungible, which means that they are the same. My dollar is the same as your dollar. There's no difference in between those dollars. There's nothing attached to those pieces of paper to make them different in any way. I mean, yes, there are different serial numbers, but as far as they're the same thing. But Bitcoin, a lot of cryptocurrencies are not fungible. And so they're basically non-fungible tokens in a sense. Bitcoin is a non-fungible token because it is not fungible. What I mean by that is your Bitcoin can have history. The Bitcoin that you have now may have been owned by somebody, and it may have been used for what the government or law enforcement deems as criminal activity. It could have been flagged. So me and Charlie Lee, we actually talk about that in one of the interviews that we do. I think it might have been one of the most recent ones where they added the Mimblewimble MWeb for fungibility, which is a side chain. But anything that will offer fungibility is going to be a problem to the government, especially in the cryptocurrency element. We've seen that happen with Tornado Cash, which was a mixer service, shuffler that mixed up cryptos so that you didn't have to have that history of those coins reflect on you. Isn't that wallet fungibility? I'm not sure what you mean by that, but Sean. But just recently, yesterday, I believed, or it could have been the day before, and I think it was Department of Justice seized the website and assets of a cryptocurrency wallet called Samurai. Samurai was a Bitcoin wallet that had a built-in mixer shuffler into it. Me and Crypto Blood have said any of these mixer shuffler services that are not being attacked in some sort of law enforcement manner like Tornado Cash does not do what they claim that their service does. Samurai Wallet is a good example. It's the previous wallet that was shady. I'm not sure what these wallet things you guys are talking about, man. The fungibility thing, though, like I said, cryptocurrency has a past that stays with it. The dollar bill doesn't have a past that follows it. So that's where the dollar in my pocket is the same as the dollar in your pocket. But the Bitcoin in my wallet is not the same as the Bitcoin in your wallet. They are not fungible, just to get that out of the way, which I thought was really interesting. So I'm going to go ahead and share some information. And I also have the link down below for the George Gammon video. Art Vandalay is saying, hey, I'm reading that book, Creature from Jekyll Island Now. Interesting read so far. Yeah, that book. That is a great book. And it was written by this man, G. Edward Griffin. I cannot recommend that book enough. Anything you see on my shelf right here that I displayed for everybody, I would definitely recommend people to read. So I greatly appreciate it. Love you too, my friend. We definitely got to do a video together, Crypto Grady. So hit me back up on Telegram. When we were talking originally, I was kind of on a little bit of a break time period, and I am back, obviously, at doing videos. So audiobook is cool too. Yes, that card is really cool. It comes from a company called BTC. Well, I'm not sure. It's Bitcoin trading cards. So BTC-cards.com. And I need to reach back out to the people because they gave me that at the last Bitcoin conference. And they've got these really cool trading cards. Freedom Fighter series. You see Tone Vase. So the Bitcoin trading cards. Yeah, that's where that G. Edward Griffin card came from. I didn't have this handy before, and I want to definitely promote people when I'm mentioning their products, because I do appreciate them hooking me up with that card. They gave it to me absolutely free. Yes, a Griffin card. BTC-cards.com. Thank you, David Brumbelow. I appreciate you, my friend. Okay, so the money versus currency argument. Money is a store of value where currency isn't. It's designed to deplete your value. Now, again, as I said earlier, value is subjective and value is based on perception. Technically, nothing is really worth anything. You know, it's a make-believe game. To give you another good example of that, I've shared this on the screen several times. All right, so one on the right-hand side, excuse me, the left-hand side, you see the $1 bill and you see the $1 Monopoly bill. And it says the only difference between these two pieces of paper is your belief that one has more value than the other. They're both just pieces of paper, right? The funny thing is now on the right-hand side that you see, notice how the US dollars, the 1, the 5, the 10, the 20, and 50 actually mimic the color scheme on the 1, 5, 10, 20, and 50 Monopoly bills. Almost as if they're trying to tell you something. And Henry Ford said it's well enough that people of the nation do not understand our banking and monetary system. For if they did, I believe there would be a revolution before tomorrow morning. So let me go ahead and get into this video with George Gammon. So George Gammon put out a video recently, and it's titled the experts aren't telling you this about the dollar. The experts aren't telling you this about the dollar. I've had George Gammon on the show before. He brings a different perspective on things. Now, the one thing I will say before, Johnny Midas said those cards are from Brandon Gentile. He's on YouTube as well. Cool. I'm not sure if Brandon is the guy that I talked to. But I do have a contact, which I believe was one of the owners, if not the owner of the project or the creator of the project. So currencies have been a shell game. Miss V, good seeing you, my friend. We definitely need to talk. I'd like to talk to you, even if it's just like private. All that is yours is only yours till it is not. Casino always wins, for it controls both sides. Well said. Well said. Okay, so I have never been outside of the United States. I do want to change that. I do plan on changing that. I want to visit different parts of the world. I want to go to Mexico first, but I've never been outside the United States. And George Gammon has been traveling. He's lived abroad. And one of the things that he had recently did was some sort of challenge. And I can't remember exactly who it was that challenged him. It might have been Doug Casey, who also is involved with Anarchapulco. Jeff Berwick, Dollar Vigilante, he's not related, but connected with those guys. And it was a challenge I think he was in Argentina, to use gold, silver, and Bitcoin. Or to not, I can't remember the specific, I think it was to use gold, silver, and Bitcoin. So he had a lot of interesting experiences trying to do this. And when you don't travel outside the United States and you don't see things from this kind of perspective, it really it messes things up. So, and you don't see things for what they are, because you don't have that grasp, because you haven't been to other places to experience it from a different side. From my side, the dollar is constantly losing value. If you take a dollar bill and you match it up to the chart when the Federal Reserve in 1913 got a hold of the US dollar, this is what the dollar bill would look like based on the chart. And I do believe ultimately the dollar will die, like all fiat currencies, because there is nothing backing the US dollar. A lot of people don't know this for whatever reason. But in 1971, President Nixon took us off the gold standard temporarily in 1971, and we're still off the gold standard. And constitutionally, all money is supposed to be backed by gold and silver. So with that being said, the money versus currency argument, money being a store of value and currency not being a store of value. Well, again, subjective perception, and it's also going to be based off where you are, which is, I think, another really important determining factor, like geographically where you are and what is going on in that nation. Because the dollar might be something that people hoard in other nations. The dollar might actually be a store of value for other people in other nations. So again, this whole money versus currency argument, I'm done with it. It doesn't even matter. It's all subjective. It's all based on perception. So this is about 4 minutes of the clip. I may pause it at some point, but I'm going to go ahead and play the clip right now from George Gammon. And it comes from this video, and I have it linked in the video description. I will put it in a pinned comment. The experts aren't telling you this about the dollar. So let me go ahead and get that rolling.
How dare you? This is like Greta Thunberg. And they're saying, how can you measure things against the United States dollar? You can't do that. You've got to measure things against gold, because gold at the end of the day is real money. Those green pieces of paper that you're dealing with, that's only currency. Okay, fair enough. Let's go to a quick clip from a video from a very, very good friend of mine, Mr. Mike Maloney, who actually goes over the properties of currency and money.
So here we go again.
Currency is a medium of exchange. a unit of account. It is
And if you have
portable,
not smashed that
durable,
like button, please take
divisible,
an
and
opportunity.
something called fungible. Fungible
Smash it real
means
good.
that each unit is the same as the next unit. A dollar in my pocket buys the same amount as a dollar in your pocket. Money is all of those things plus a store of value over a long period of time. Even financial planners, bankers, your accountant, they don't understand the difference between currency and money.
And you'll notice, what was the very first thing on Mike's list? It was a medium of exchange. And I can tell you definitively, based on my trip across Argentina, gold is not a medium of exchange, nor is silver. So how can we consider it money based on Mike Maloney's definition of money itself? I don't think we can. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't own gold. I think everybody should own gold.
This is what really changed my perspective.
Fantastic store of value. There is no doubting that. But we can't say that it's a medium of exchange, because I would challenge you to try to go a week right now, wherever you live, and just exchange gold for goods or services. You're not going to get too far. In fact, at the end of the week, I can promise you, you're going to be very, very hungry, and you're most likely not going to have a roof over your head. So my main point there is, for the rest of the world, whether Americans like it or not, the dollar is money, including a store of value. And keep in mind, this is happening when the Fed's balance sheet is going from 800 billion all
Let me know
the
what
way
you think
up
about
to
this.
9 trillion. And when
Does it even matter?
the money supply in the United States has gone from
It's all make believe
about 9
either way.
trillion in 2011, 2012, all the way up to 20 trillion, an increase of over 100%. And the United States debt has gone from 14 trillion to over 34 trillion dollars. This is an increase of 20 trillion dollars, almost 150%. And let's not forget about the trade deficit. It's gone from about 40 billion to where it is today, $68 billion per month. And during the cerveza sickness, it got as bad as $100 billion. That means every single month, right now, there's about $60 billion that are leaving the United States, an additional $60 billion leaving the United States and circulating in the global economy. And what's mind-blowing about that is, if you actually go to these other countries, you see that, as counterintuitive as this may be, the dollar is actually scarce. In fact, in Argentina, they hoard dollars. It's Gresham's law, but not with Bitcoin or gold, with USD.
Something to think about. And it really, really changed my perspective on this, because I've been I've been sticking with this argument that money is a store of value. And again, it's all subjective. It's all based on perception. And I'm not going to argue this point any further, because it's pointless. It like he said, like George Gammon said, he challenges. I challenge. I'm not doing it because I know how difficult it would be. And this is what really made me change my mind, is we think of gold and silver as money. Where can you, aside from maybe a handful of places, and that would be like places that sell precious metals, where can you spend gold and silver to buy things? Who do you know that generally accepts gold and silver as a form of payment? So in theory, the thing that we call money, we can't even really use. We have to sell the gold or silver for US dollars, which is what we denominate the value in here in the United States. And then we can then use that dirty fiat, those dollar bills, to transact. But generally speaking, if you go to Walmart, they're not taking your silver. You go to a convenience store, they're generally not going to be accepting your gold and silver. A lot of these places do not even mess with cryptocurrency. Once again, I do appreciate everybody for taking the time to tune in. Time, as I said, is our most valuable asset. And this whole argument, this whole idea of money and currency, it's just a way to measure your value, your time, our most valuable asset. The thing that we get nothing, we don't get it back. Once time is gone, it's gone. I want to go to the comments here and see what we got going on. Tara Spence, skilled labor is worth more than gold. Definitely 100%. And I encourage people, if you don't know a skill, learn a skill. Mr. X is, again, it's always good seeing you, my real digital soldier friend. As long as people believe in the fantasy, it will work. The game of make-believe, the game of Monopoly that we play in this game of life. It's like games within games. It's like in Inception level games that are going on that we're playing make-believe. Carolyn S., love is universal as well as kindness and helping others by bartering skills. That is a true currency. Bartering is definitely a way to be able to transact with one another. Bernard Macarius, thank you again for tuning in. It matters that $1 trillion to pay our debt. These are liars, citizens too freaky lazy to research. Citizens too freaking lazy to research. It costs nowhere near $1 trillion to service our debt. I agree. It's a game of make-believe. And, you know, as I was sharing just a few minutes ago from that quote from Henry Ford, and I'll pull that back up on screen. It's well enough that people of the nation do not understand our banking and monetary system. For if they did, I believe there would be a revolution before tomorrow morning. People have no clue. People have no clue. And we try to educate them, but it doesn't seem to matter. And again, when it comes to this money versus currency argument, like this, which one is or isn't a store of value, it's what's generally accepted socially that really kind of is what it is. So to give you an example, words. There are words that have definitions that mean that this word means this. And a good example is the word anarchy, which means no ruler, no master, no authority, basically. But the socially accepted norm definition for the word anarchy is chaos, lawlessness, pandemonium. Anytime you see like acts of violence take place, words like anarchy are used. When it's not, it doesn't even mean anything to do with that. But because that's what we have socially accepted, that became the norm. So again, subjectiveness and value being based on perception, as Ken Bozak is saying. And I'm not sure if I'm going to be paraphrasing it because I don't remember his exact words, but it's basically the, how do I phrase this? Making money obsolete. And he believes that things like universal basic income and things like that will definitely bring forth something like that. And that's where we could just get into a credit system. Not just social credit, but the credit points are actually have a used as a medium of exchange, not a store of value, but used as a medium of exchange. So yeah, let me know what you think about this video. If you're watching it on the replay, I would definitely like to hear from you in the comment section. What do you think about this idea of money versus currency, money being a store of value and currency not? The argument from Mike Maloney from Hidden Secrets of Money, who I got a great deal of respect for, as well as I know George Gammon has a great deal of respect for Mike Maloney. Mike Maloney has spoken at George Gammon events. So they're friends in real life. I don't think he was trying to do Mike Maloney a disservice by any means. I just think he was trying to put reality into the situation, because the arguments that George makes, from my perspective, make complete sense. Whereas a place like Argentina, dollars could be scarce, could be a store of value. Something that we call currency, they call money. Subjectiveness, perception, location, culture. We'll see what we got going on in the comment section. Again, If you guys have not smashed that like button, please take an opportunity to do so. And if you're not subscribed to the YouTube and Rumble channels, I greatly encourage you to, and follow me over on the X front at Rice TVX. If you're watching on X, please be sure to repost this video. It'd be greatly appreciated. I am. It's good to see you in the house, my friend. It's good to see you in the house. It is good seeing you. Bernard Rice, can any nation establish a minimum wage without defining a minimum standard of living? Good question. And I don't really have an answer for you right now. How can any nation establish a minimum wage without defining a minimum standard of living? It's a game. Good to see you, my friend. I didn't know that the World Blockchain Roundtable was going on. And 3 Mics is saying, would you consider currency and fiat currency to be different? Currency is currency and money is money, but I think the words are pretty much interchangeable. What do you think I am about Bernard's question? But yeah, that is a great question. I'm trying to think of another example of something like this where we call something 2 different things, but it's the same thing. I mean, it's basically what it is when it really comes down to it. I am saying, doesn't the free market set both? I don't think the free market sets minimum wage, but I do like this. Would you consider currency and fiat currency to be different? Again, I think I've changed my mind on this whole thing, and I think that the word money and the word currency mean the same thing. And all value is subjective based on perception. And it really depends on where you're at. Geographically, what's happening on a political level, economic level. There's so many factors that kind of come into play with this. Here in the United States, the dollar is losing purchasing power. So that is obviously not a store of wealth. But when you gauge the dollar against other foreign fiat currencies, it's the king of the hill. So again, let me know what you think about today's video. I do appreciate you guys taking the time and tune in. Again, smash that like button, repost, share, comment. Let me know your thoughts. Make sure you subscribe to both of my YouTube channels here at Rice Crypto and also Rice Against the Grain. Follow me over on the Rumble side. Follow me over on X at Rice TVX. Links are down. Let's just check out these past few comments here. Governments will get fiat currency its value, but what about Mr. X? Thank you. I appreciate. And I am his job pays a rate that the market competes for. Yes, but there is a minimum rate that's set, and that's set by governments or government agencies, I should say. So once again, thank you for tuning in. I will be doing a live stream tomorrow. Not sure exactly what time. Thinking I'm going to talk about some of these Bitcoin NFTs and tokens, going into the idea of what these ords are, these ordinals, what runes are, what these different kinds of technologies that are coming out using the Bitcoin blockchain, stamps included. I really want to know what the difference between runes and stamps are, because it seems like runes are just kind of a ripoff of stamps, and stamps is using the counterparty technology, but I don't think runes is, but I think they have the same concept of storing in a UTXO. And some of you watching might be like, what exactly are you even talking about? Did you realize that you were still live and you're just jibber jabbering? But some people will be like, oh yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. So thank you again for tuning in. Smash that like button. As always, I want to leave you with a little positivity. I encourage you to be a blessing to others. Treat people how you want to be treated. Be the glitch that you want to see in this matrix. Be the change that you want to see in this world. Get outside, touch grass. And until next time, know thyself. For real. We're going to ride out with the channel promo so you know all the good things about Rice TVX. Much love. Don't forget to visit ricetvx.com, where you can watch both of my YouTube channels, Rice Crypto and Rice Against the Grain, directly. Find all of my social media links, sign up for my mailing list, and become a member of Rice Uncensored, where you can join me on the private side for less than $0.25 a day. You will get early access to both Rice Crypto and Rice Against the Grain, ad-free, unedited videos, exclusive content, members-only forum with direct access to me, live streams, and more to come, only at ricetvx.com.